This video is about finding trig values given the value of tangent theta. We're given that tangent of theta is 63 over 16 and that theta is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 90 degrees. We want to find the sine, cosine, secant, and cosecant of theta, and we want to give the answers as fractions in lowest terms. Since theta is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 90, I know that it belongs in the first quadrant. That says all of our values are positive, which is really helpful. So we'll use this triangle as our reference. So you can see where I have theta indicated. Now we can use the tangent is 63 over 16 to fill in the base and the height. The height is the opposite, which is 63. Then the base is the adjacent, which is 16. What we need to do is figure out the length of the hypotenuse. To do that, we use the Pythagorean theorem. So we'll say that 63 squared plus 16 squared is equal to, and let's just call this value x for now, and we'll have x squared. 63 squared is 3,969. 16 squared is 256. Together, that gives me 4,225. When we take the square root of each side, we find out that x is equal to 65. Now we have all three sides of our triangle. We have 65, 63, and 16. We can find our other trig ratios. The sine of theta will be the opposite, which is 63, over the hypotenuse, which is 65. The cosine will be the adjacent of 16 over 65. Secant is the hypotenuse over the adjacent, or you can just flip over cosine and get 65 over 16. And then lastly, cosecant of theta is the hypotenuse over the opposite, or you can flip over sine, which is 65 over 63. We want to enter all of the answers when we're doing this kind of work as fractions in reduced form. This particular one is already in simplest form, but make sure you're reviewing your work before you put in the answers, and do not enter decimals. Make sure you give fractions.